Pakistan mulberry propagation, y'all. So here we go. I harvested down my Pakistan mulberry about a couple weeks back, y'all, and I'm now just getting back here to kind of clean up after everything. It's been really hectic around just my life as of late, so for the most part all good, but nevertheless I have not been back here. So what I'm going to end up doing now is cleaning up all this mess, but in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna be taking a bunch of cuttings so we can start a bunch more of our Pakistan mulberry to make available to you guys as well as people out of the market. So just get involved. Yeah, as you can see, we already got a bunch of our Pakistan mulberry cuttings here. I got a bunch of different sizes. I'm gonna take all the leaves and everything off of all these things, of course. We got a bunch of different sizes in terms of length and as well as in terms of width. We got anything down to about that thin there to about here. Let's see if we can't get this thing to root as well. I don't know if we can or not, but it's worth a shot. Let's see if I can't actually, I don't even know, man. I'm just gonna try to grab as many Pakistan mulberry cuttings as I possibly can. Looks like we got a lot. Just like anything else, y'all, the more I have, the more chances I have to succeed. These Pakistan mulberry cuttings have been actually sitting here now for about a week or two. I gotta go back and look to see exactly when I prune this tree back. Nevertheless, man, the most important thing about this is that the faster you can actually get these things into water or into some kind of substrate, that's going to increase the overall energy left inside of this cutting, the better, right? So my goal is to actually make this portion, probably down this area here, we'll get into that in a second, but to make this area begin to sprout roots. As soon as this area begins to sprout roots, we are now game on. And we know that we have a new tree, more than likely that's going to be coming. Ideally, y'all, if you do have the time, unlike I did, you want to kind of get this process done relatively fast. That being said, however, as you can see, there's still tons of green left in here. When I do like a little scratch, this is how I always tell whether or not we still got living wood. It's just kind of scratch it. Could you guys see that? You can see that there's a green right there for the cambium layer that's still kind of showing up. Not so much that this won't work, it's just that by leaving them out like this, I've probably lessened my chances of actually getting a lot of cuttings. That being said, however, we are in fall technically, but it's been pretty much like winter vibes around here, so everything's been very, very cool, which is going to help preserve a lot of these cuttings, as well as we've actually been getting some rain. In the meantime, in between time of the rain, of course, my sprinkler systems are kind of coming on and keeping this wet, again helping to preserve what it is that I have left here. Yes, y'all, fall is also a time of harvest. Opposed to us harvesting fruit, we're now harvesting more plants, or harvesting 4 more plants. As you can see, this Pakistan mulberry has given me the opportunity to clone several trees. Each one of these branches, y'all, can now form a new Pakistan mulberry. In fact, each one of these points, so I like to go right about four to 5 nodes. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. I can cut this. So technically, y'all, I just got 2 trees out of 1 branch. Really nice. Most people will tell you that you're looking for something right about, I've heard anywhere from a pinky, which is kind of what this is here, clear to like a thumb. That being said, y'all, I've seen several plants propagated with a much thicker cutting. Played around with that as well in the past. A lot of times I didn't win doing that, although there's been several times I have. So I kind of am going to be doing a bunch of different sizes here. In fact, the other day I bought a chayberry, which is the cousin of the Pakistan or mulberry, and it was actually relatively thin. It was actually thinner than my pinky. Spent $40. It was actually more like this. It's actually right about that thickness there. So it's inside. I'll show you guys in a sec. Maybe it's worth it. If there's actually a market for these things, I'll definitely put them out there. Not to mention, I want at least another 2 to 3 Pakistan mulberries here on my property. And then I got a couple other places I wouldn't mind planting more Pakistan mulberries, just around different properties that I manage or I own. A gang of mulberry cuttings. Plus I got a gang up there too, smaller ones up there. But anyway, I think what I'm going to end up doing with all the extra mulberry, the bigger pieces, I'm just going to cut them down, let them dry out, and probably just use them in the barbecue later on this year. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out. Then I'm going to start processing everything else we need to help ensure that we get some cuttings this year. All right, well, on second thought, I guess we're not going to cut that stuff down, but what we are going to do is start processing everything that we need to get these mulberries. Never buy a $20 chainsaw, not for up. All right, y'all, so I came on into the greenhouse. This year, man, or this time around, I figure I'm gonna go ahead and try, I'm gonna do them a couple different ways this year. Yeah, from just different ways I've seen them online. Check it, so right here, y'all, we already have some more mulberries. This is like berry right here. This is like the cousin to the mulberry. I think it's called like a melon fruit. It's supposed to be really delicious. And then inside here, y'all, we got a bunch of different cuttings of mulberry from the same tree. These are all Pakistan mulberry. So I cut them just to show some cambium, and it's pretty much stuck them right into the pot. These right here, these big ones, this is actually from an air layer that I took several months ago now. So I'm assuming that they're still viable. I'm getting what appears to be some kind of greening here. Looks like finally that bud is going to be taken off. These guys had really small root structures when I pulled them off of the air layer, so they weren't really fully developed. In fact, I think actually what's going on is that this tree or this cutting, for the most part, is way bigger than what the root ball down here, or what the root ball, the root structure in this little area is actually allowing, and so that's why it's taking it so long to grow. This one is doing a little bit better. It's actually two pieces here. It goes from here and here. This is right here in the middle. This is actually where the I guess the root ball is in this one. But here we also have some green in there. So it looks like things are starting to happen for it. It just looks like it's taking forever. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep them riding just because looks like something's happening. Most of the other things I've seen online, videos, whatnot, Googled, I find that the majority of the cuttings seem to take right about, 5 to 6 weeks. Again, I have pretty substantial cuttings here, so I don't know if that's why it's taking so much longer. If you guys have any information about that, let me know down below. I am seeing something happening, so I'm assuming it looks like even here too when I look at it. Yeah, it looks like even here. Yeah, there might be actually more activity. It looks like even down there now, look at it. Yeah, everywhere I look, I'm seeing little streaks of green. I don't know. So you can kind of see some green in there. Then you got some in there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, man, but I'm kind of seeing something. Hopefully something's actually happening. All that soil is soil that I use for my microgreens, which I'm going to be using in this mixture as well. However, I'm going to be using a lot more perlite so that this soil drains even better. This is a pretty well draining soil, however, it will hold on to a lot of moisture. I'm using this to see if I can't add a little bit more drainage in my soil to make sure that we have a lot of moisture just kind of running through these things. And then in turn, what I'm going to do is actually just make sure it's watered a little bit more. And then I'm just going to add the whole bag for the most part of perlite. That's right about 50-50. So here we are, y'all, processing some of the mulberry cuttings. Some right here. Some of these I still got to cut. But we had so many, y'all. I decided just to fill up this trash can and drop them in that way. And the smaller ones I just dropped in this bucket. I know that I don't have enough medium to get through all these right here right now. However, work my way through them. I'm kind of nervous about this one. Hopefully I can get it. I think I should be able to get it into the greenhouse. We got so many of them. We'll probably, like I said, get them done through the next couple of, actually by next week, probably. Hopefully they'll last. We will be going into some warmer weather. We'll be getting into the 80s. Oh, going the wrong way. We'll be getting into the 80s, high 40s and mid 80s in the next couple of weeks here. Or actually, next week. So that's some pretty good weather coming about. We'll go ahead and finish this off. This one right here is actually from one of the air layers. All right, guys, so pretty much all I'm really doing is making sure I have approximately 5 nodes. Something in that area is pretty cool. I cut it right at that node. Boom, done right there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can cut off this excess if you want. It doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, this pretty much that's it. The idea is to make sure that I have 2 nodes inside the soil. For the first one I'm going to show you guys on how I'm going to propagate these things, they're basically both the same way. It doesn't matter as much as how long one of the cuttings are for me. Again, it's just that 5 node is kind of just my rule. You could do 4. A lot of people will do 4. A couple things about the cuttings that you take, however, these bigger branches might take a little bit longer to root. That's 1. And then 2, however, when they do root though, you will get a bigger substantial root ball and just an overall better cutting, to be honest with you. It's just a little bit more mature of a cutting, so it's just going to do a little bit better. However, it is going to take a little bit longer for it to get to your desired result. This is the thickest I'm going. These other guys though, I was telling you guys before, as of late, I've ordered 2. This not the exact same type of fruit or type of tree. This is the cherry. So I had this one, and then I also ordered a Yupon holly. Both of them are right about this size, y'all. I was really surprised to see that they were actually kind of this small. They came in as a bare root. I probably will end up getting more if I see this thing start to do some stuff. But anyway, this whole thing right here, y'all, was right about 40 bucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the Pakistan mulberry will be the same price, just because it's a little bit more rare. I have to do more research on the price of the Pakistan mulberries. But I will say that I probably could get at least $20 for a cutting that size. Something to keep in mind when you start growing a lot of these different type of fruit trees, y'all. Here we are with the grip of the Pakistan mulberry cuttings, y'all. We also have some of my Clonex. This is just some rooting hormone. Actually, more people will tell you that there's a really good chance that this really isn't needed. However, it does help secure a little bit more of success rate by using it. That's kind of all it is, but you don't really need to use anything like this at all. I, however, want to sell as many of these as I can, so I want to get as many of these going as I can. So that's why I'm going to use it. Basically, all I'm going to do, y'all, is get my cutting. You want to make absolutely sure that these nodes, this is pretty easy, right? The mulberries, because the nodes are always pointing up, so it lets you know what direction to actually plant your cutting. You know what I'm saying? You always want to make sure that you're planting it, the base going up. You never want to plant it upside down, always right side up. Then on both sides, y'all, I'm just going to nick it down to the so you see the cambium layer. That's all I'm really doing now. Boom. Right? We'll drop some of the rooting hormone. Just kind of get that on there. And then from there, y'all, I'll go ahead and drop this in. At least 2 nodes, but some of these might actually go in for 3. Boom. Kind of compress it down a little bit. And there you go. That's pretty much all I'm going to be doing with all these. So I know a lot of you guys were like, dude, you plant them all in the same container. Yeah, just because I don't have a lot of space right now. And so the easiest for me is to kind of just plant a gang of them in one big pot. Plus the whole thing with the medium, guys, I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of perlite. But anyway, what will end up happening, y'all, is within the next couple weeks here, hopefully we'll start seeing some top growth, which was normally a pretty good indication that you got some roots going. Basically what I'll do is kind of just wait for the roots to mature a little bit. You don't really want to be tugging on your roots right away. Let those roots get a little bit more established, and then you can go ahead and pull it and pot it up. These right here, y'all, these are kind of the size I'm looking forward to, man. I think this is kind of like the perfect cutting, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to these ones. These look really promising. I've seen people grow these in just vermiculite. I've seen people growing this in 100% perlite. I've seen people grow these in 100% sand. Mulberries, man, seem to be a fairly easily rooted plant, or rooting plant. Pretty aggressive. That's why I'm planting a lot of them, because again, I want a lot of them. I always wonder, dude, like when we air layer, you go to the cambium layer, right, and you get to the white, and then you kind of ruffle that up, right? And then you do the same thing on both sides, or kind of around the whole entire air layer that you actually form, or portion to create your air layer. But when we do it like this, it seems like it's just like, no, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to rough it up. You don't have to ruffle it up or anything. I guess because one way is telling the network to stop. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what it is. Answer my own question. These smaller, thinner ones, I'm expecting these to actually root pretty fast. It's not that they won't make viable trees. This might take a little bit more. It's not as developed. So we got a grip of these damn Pakistan mulberry cuttings pretty much planted in here. Come check it out. Yeah, no, we got a bunch of them. I'm kind of leaving this on here now just more or less as a marker to let me know this is the one that actually came from this one right here. So this is the same air layer. Anyway, here's all these things, man. There's a gang of them. We still got a gang more. So what I'm gonna do now, y'all, is a second way that I've seen people do Pakistan mulberries. There is other ways, but as you can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm actually running out of light. So I'm only gonna probably do 2, and then maybe I'll throw the other one up on a short. Yeah, so anyway, I think I'm gonna take these inside though, y'all. Well, first of all, what I'm gonna do is kind of just allow all of the rooting hormone kind of just to soak in a little bit more. And then as it soaks in, that's when we'll go ahead and water it in. That's a little tip I got from Mike Kincaid. It's the first time I actually really heard that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these soak in. Then we'll get the other containers for these. For the second way, it's not really a container. We're gonna do it with bags. I got a couple tie wraps, pretty much the same amount of soil. We're going 50-50 with this. All right, y'all, we got a couple cuttings. So pretty much the same way we did before. Y'all see that? Wow. Just to kind of get that cambium layer showing again. That's it. We're gonna hormone. Really not watering to soak anything up, guys. So that's all I'm really trying to go for. This actually might be a little bit too moist. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm looking for. As I'm squeezing, kind of squeezing this as hard as I can. I'm not really getting any moisture out of it or any drips of water coming out. And then, lucky when I open it, it should break up. So let me actually add a little bit more. Just break it up, there you go. I'm not really trying to get it super wet. What you see dropping here, y'all, I'm squeezing this as hard as I can. You guys are just seeing dirt kind of fall down. It's not water. Right, so there's that. All right. Get these guys back in here. And then, y'all, I'm gonna do kind of grab it all like this, all together with this twist tie. We'll go ahead and tighten this up. Now the idea with these, can y'all see that? All right, y'all, here we go. So kind of the idea with this, y'all, is for the most part to be able to keep the moisture in. It's just gonna kind of rise and fall. As opposed to being able to evaporate out of the bag, right? A lot of the condensation is going to just kind of collect inside the bag, and then it's going to fall back into the bag. It's just going to kind of go back and forth, but ultimately it's going to keep this bag the perfect moisture, really. There is going to be a little bit of escape, but not too much. This bag shouldn't dry out. In fact, I should be able to keep it like this until these things start to root. And this is pretty cool too, because if I leave them in here long enough, I can actually start to see the roots form inside the bag. And then again, we'll just go ahead and take them out and put them in their individual pots. Let them sit for a little bit longer and then plant them out around here or make them available to y'all. All right, y'all, so that's 2 ways that I'm gonna be doing my, actually 3 ways to be honest with you, y'all. We have this way right here, where we just pretty much plug them directly into some soil. This soil is actually moist underneath. I just put some other potting soil that was dry up on top. I'm not even going to worry about watering these. That way going, y'all. And then very similarly, we have this way, which we have cuttings actually dipped in rooting hormone, as well as a little bit more draining soil. Remember, we added more perlite. Then the exact same thing, exact same soil. Boom. We got them in the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this on out. Yeah, stay tuned, man. I'll let you guys know the progress of these things as we go. I think as we move forward, y'all, I'll probably start making a lot more things like this available to you guys. So stay tuned, man. I got a bunch more perennials going. I'll let you guys know it's popping. And we have some stuff available. The last thing to do, of course, man, is throw a date on these things. Throw another one right here on the pot. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. There's a couple ways, 3 different ways we rooted out, or we are attempting to propagate successfully some of our Pakistan mulberry. Dang, man, if you guys are still with me this long, man, thank you very much. Don't forget to rate, comment, and to subscribe. And I think I am going to put these ones inside, man. See what happens in there. Peace, y'all. The humidity rate now. I've seen it both ways when it comes to Pakistan mulberries. I've seen it to where people have actually just left this wide open and get, you know, top growth, ultimately to get brand new trees out of their cuttings. I've also seen it to where people actually will put some type of humidity dome on top of these things. But because I want to get as many mulberry cuttings as I can, I think this batch, y'all, I am gonna go ahead and put the humidity dome on this, or my version of a humidity dome. For these ones, y'all, I think I am just gonna go ahead and put them on my heat mat inside of my indoor tent. They're gonna keep them a little bit warm. Y'all have seen people actually get new growth off of their Pakistan mulberries. Like when inside the humidity domes, it seems to happen a little bit faster. I've heard of people actually getting their cuttings rooted and going, showing life within 2 to 3 weeks, believe it or not. When it was open like this, it seemed to take them about 5 to 6 weeks. We're gonna go ahead and close these ones. I figure I have these ones out here anyway to see what they're gonna do. And then I have so many more I can keep playing around. Dude, it dawned on me, y'all. I was in there editing the video. It hit me. I was like, dude, I actually showed y'all 4 different ways to propagate your Pakistan mulberry. Y'all, we didn't really get into it that deep in this one, but the air layers. Air layer is another way to get into the Pakistan mulberry. There's a whole video on that down below. I think there's even a short. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go get this on some heat. I'll holler at y'all. Bye that. Goddamn.